Hello and welcome! Tonight on the show, we are having some fun with Kikkoman's Plum Sauce. We are so excited to have you. This is Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken. We're the podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host, and I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Tori.
Good afternoon, good evening. My name is Tori, and this is Sauce Spoken, and we are delighted, of course, to have you. And to my right, of course, I can think of nothing pithy or fun or interesting to say, so you're just going to get Eric, our friend Eric.
That's truly a first there, Tori. Good morning, everyone.
I'm at a loss for words.
Good morning, in case you're listening to this during the morning time, Thanks for tuning in.
Because Tori it said afternoon and evening.
He said afternoon, then evening, so I just had to make sure to round it out.
I'm confusing everybody.
Good brunch, everyone.
There we go.
Sure.
Who has to get drunk on mimosas to listen to us.
Right. 10 a.m. with mashed potatoes. Ooh.
Mashed potatoes?
Yeah, isn't like that a typical brunch, fare?
No.
Every brunch, any brunch menu I seen had mashed potatoes. I'm like,
Oh, you're the one who was talking about not turning your headlights off when the light shows too. So.
Oh, that wasn't me. I was hollering at everybody.
No, you weren't turning yours off. I said.
No. Oh, that's right.
Don't get with the program.
Oh, unreal.
And now it's time to catch up with hosts.
Oh boy.
Wow. What the heck?
Whoa.
You interrupted yourself.
No weird comment from Tori. No interruption from Adam.
I can't always bring that level of...
Here we are in 2022, the Twilight Zone, people. This is weird.
Bizarro.
Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's more bizarre if I don't do it that way.
At this point, I've come pretty
and now it's time to catch up with the host.
Oof.
Time to catch up.
Gotcha, motherfucker.
Ouch.
We love talking over each other anyways.
That's right.
No, I didn't. I was totally shocked. How's your...
Oof.
Just like a blind... just like a blind prostitute. Didn't even see it coming.
Ooh.
Wow. Wow.
How was your week this week, Eric?
It's been a trying week so far. It's only Wednesday, so,
It has been a trying week. It's been a trying week for me, too. I had to come over here and deal with your ass. Tori and I tried to get some Burger King in tonight, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But first, tell us about the rest of your week, Eric.
Let's see. Work's been busy. Still talking to that girl on Hinge, so that's good, I guess.
We'll give her a shout out.
No.
Nice.
No.
I don't know if she said she listens to a lot of podcasts.
You went on another date the other day, right?
We did. We went on a date on over the weekend.
Tell the listeners how that went.
We got to play some board games at Panera, but they're shutting down early because of staffing issues due to the current, political or work environment that we're in. Who knows? It's super stupid. But anyways, they closed at 6. We met up there at 3.
Closed at 6?
And we closed the place down, yeah.
Wow, closed the place down.
Closed down Panera Breads, boy.
Once again, that was the second time we went out to a restaurant, and the second time we stayed there until it closed.
Hey.
And that was a Saturday too, right?
Yes, it was.
Oof. Why'd you go to Panera?
Why didn't
you go to an actual
That was her
restaurant?
choice. She just wanted to go to Panera. Just wanted to get
coffee
something? And tea. And I, you know what? Honestly, I didn't even get any coffee. I just met her. She was there before me, and she got tea.
You just brought board games.
I just brought board games. We talked for 3 hours.
Brought a stack of board games.
Talked for 3 hours and played some cards. It was fun.
Took up space in a restaurant.
I didn't buy anything.
And didn't buy anything.
That's why Eric wanted to go. She's perfect for you. She's cheap as fuck, just like you. Hey, we can both go out to this. We can both go out to this pseudo restaurant and not purchase anything and take up the entire table with board games.
When it's a Panera, it's like a fast food place.
She didn't eat
there's
either.
Plenty of she didn't eat either.
So between the two, you got one coffee.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Wow.
In that restaurant for as many people as they wanted. We weren't taking up any desired space.
Wow.
You didn't even get a cup for water and then get soda pop instead?
Dude, I don't even know if you covered the heating bill for the time you were in there.
Well, did you have fun?
Yeah, I did.
Well, there you go.
I had a good time.
There it is.
You didn't even order a coffee or anything.
Nope, I didn't order anything.
Did you sneak beer in there or something?
Oh, nice.
That would have been fun.
You sat there for 3 hours and you didn't drink anything?
Nope, just, talked and played cards.
What'd you play?
That's insane.
We played Sprawlopolis, which she really enjoyed.
That sounds like a euphemism. Took it back to my house and played Sprawlopolis.
And we also played Land, Air, and Sea, which
another
she
euphemism
defeated me. So that was It's a fun little card game, little battle game that I have yet to really understand the benefits of retreating, because I just keep thinking, I got this, and then I didn't. And, so then I lose the battle, and if you lose the battle after 6 cards, you lose half the points in the game to lose, and I did it again. So,
Wow.
yeah, she just crushed me in 2 rounds. So
I'm still hung up on this Panera thing. Do you think that she, suggested, oh, we could just go get coffee at Panera, expecting you to be like, no, we're going to Eddie V's downtown for steak. You know what I mean? Do you think she was expecting something like that? And you're like, okay, great. I won't have to buy anything there.
No, I made offers to go elsewhere, to go out to, and get dinner, but she didn't. She just didn't want to.
I feel like on your second date, you're supposed to be kind of on your best behavior, still trying to showcase yourself, and you're like.
Instead, I brought board games.
You
I know.
Showcased your board game collection and your lack of ability to purchase anything.
Yeah, it was. There were certain aspects of the date that could have been maybe done better, but oh well.
Tori, how was your week this week?
Ooh, that's a tough act to follow.
Wow, that was that was physically painful listening.
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned I was a bit under the weather, so this is my first week back into actual work into the office. I mean, albeit 2 days a week. Still a bit of a hassle. It's cold. It's January, so you'll have that. And I don't do cold. I don't do cold well. So yeah, man, that's that. I'm still hammering on that Switch, of course. I got my own cute little island populated with the cutesiest little birds and a little sheep. And I'm playing Animal Crossing, of course, and it is just as cute as a button. I love every second of it.
There's a song we'll have to put in the show notes. It's called Animal Crossing. I forget the artist, but it's a very good, very catchy tune.
Oh, I'll bet. If it's anything like the game's addictive as heck. I can't stop putting it down. I can't.
I think it matches the vibe, kind of.
Oh, good.
I wouldn't say, it's not like a soundtrack. I wouldn't listen to it behind, the game while you're playing it, but it's a good song. It's catchy. It's got kind of a cute little very calm little tones to it.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah, so hammering on the Switch, boy, let's see here. I feel like such a boring fella. I feel as if I'm a very boring fella, but I had a very delicious meal this evening, and that's...
Oh, yes, you did. Well, you did have a delicious meal.
It was good.
We touched earlier about Burger King. I think we've mentioned before for the listeners, as we record over in the Nerd Palace, in Eric's lair, as it were, and on the way to Eric's lair, one of the most, directly adjacent to the route that we normally take, is a Burger King.
Hella convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
Insanely convenient.
The most convenient, definitely the most, literally the only store merchant thing of any type that we drive directly adjacent, by, aside from BP.
Turn right into BK.
Yeah,
and
that's literally it. So we have a habit of stopping there periodically, and as an astute listener, a keen listener, might remember, there has been a few times in the past where I know one time we went there and they weren't taking anything but cash, and I think you and I had both forgotten our wallets, or I didn't have my wallet and you didn't have any cash, and we had to scrounge change out of my Jeep, and
we found all kinds of other things besides change.
There was another time that we went there. I forget exactly what the circumstances were, but I know that we had to...
There was no receipt that night, specifically.
Oh, that's right. That was the night where it was you just got whatever you got. You got twice your order of some things and not one things, and no receipt. And
yeah, cash only, no receipt is just, that screams weird.
Yeah. So we rolled up there tonight, and it looked like they had updated the store a little bit. There's bright signs out in the drive-thru, which I thought was actually kind of impressive. But as we rolled up, there was a couple other more unusual bright signs that kind of tie in with what Eric was saying about the Panera, because there were two look like hand-typed signs, from Microsoft Word or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
In the most default font. And the one on the left was pretty well formatted. The text was a reasonable font size. It was big. It was pretty easy to read. And they had that taped up on the menu board there, and it says operating hours. And for some reason, they chose to list out every single day. And it's essentially, it can be summed up as Monday through Saturday, they're open 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then Sunday, they're closed.
The king works very hard in those 5 hours.
Which, right off the bat, I know Eric was talking about Panera closing at 6, which I think is also bizarre, but I think of Panera as more of a lunch spot.
No question.
I think Burger King is more of a dinner spot, but I have to think that there's probably some people there going for... I know I've been there for lunch before.
I would go to Burger King for lunch. Absolutely.
I was actually going to go to Burger King today for lunch. And there was 4 cars in there in their drive-thru, and I just said, nope. I went to Subway instead.
They were probably closed.
Probably.
If you went at lunchtime, they were closed.
They're terrible. Yeah, they would have been closed.
They're only opening at 3, which that's the thing I find the strangest is that they're open only for 5 hours.
Are they closed on Sunday?
Yeah, they're closed on Sunday. They're only open for 5 hours per day, but they are open 6 days a week and closed on Sundays, which leads me to believe that this is one of those deals where it's like they only have enough crew for one shift and they don't want to give them the full-time thing. That's why it's a 30-hour gig.
Right.
Because that would make sense. Because you could still have a 40-hour shift if you're open Sunday. You'd only have a 35-hour shift, but I think that would be crossing that line for... So it leads me to believe that Burger King is doing this to themselves. In addition to probably not paying enough, they're also trying to screw their workers out of, whatever kind of benefits, whatever else. That's my guess. I could be totally wrong. If someone works at that Burger King wants to chime in, go ahead. But I'm going to go ahead and take a little stab in the dark, but there might be something else going on at that Burger King aside from the management problems. I think there might be some questionable, and I don't want to call anyone out specifically, I'm wondering if there might be some questionable employee practices there too, because the other sign that we saw when we rolled up there was... right next to the hours one, there was a sign that someone else had typed out in a much smaller font, and it was only 2 lines at the very top of the sheet, and it says, "Sorry for the inconvenience, but we are," just the letter R, "we are closed for now, but we still be open until 8.
We be open.
8 is the only thing on the third line. "Sorry for the inconvenience, but we are closed for now, but we still be open until 8. Which Tori and I had a little bit of a debate about what that meant.
Live, right in the drive-thru line.
Yeah, right in the drive-thru line, because that was the other thing, too. There was no one in the drive-thru, which we thought, hey, we're golden.
Mm-hmm.
We got it made in a shade.
Very rare occurrence.
It is very rare. So my interpretation of that was that they were closed on this particular Wednesday that we're recording on, but in general, they're still open until 8. Tori's interpretation of that was, well, you tell me what your interpretation was, Tor.
Oh, yeah. The way I read that to mean is that they are, in fact, open till 8 this evening. However, whomever is in that Burger King is experiencing some type of inconvenience, whether they are taking a shit, maybe, perhaps.
Taking a shit? Taking a smoke break?
Perchance. A smoke break. Maybe, I don't know, they're trying to balance the register. I don't know. And, for this maybe 20 minutes worth of time, they
temporarily closed. We be closed.
Yeah, we shut down the charbroilers for 20 minutes. Any way you slice it, it's stupid, but yeah. So that was my take on the sign.
Yeah.
Now, how long did you guys wait? Or did you just read the sign, have a quick debate?
We weren't actually waiting. We were there trying to decipher the sign and discuss what was meant by that. And I think we realized we weren't going to get served right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Because we pulled up and no one said anything. And then I'm like, okay, this sign must be important. At first I thought it was just sorry for the inconvenience. Some menu items are gone.
Exactly,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. No chicken,
the
whatever.
Same thing that every place is doing right now. But then I realized, they're not going to serve us here. Even though the restaurant appears to be open, there were cars in the parking lot.
Crazy.
Multiple cars. Tori says he saw multiple people.
I seen 2 people
in the restaurant as we left.
There's no question. I seen it.
So we skedaddled farther down the street, off the beaten path, to the local McDonald's.
Yep.
We got you a Royale with cheese.
It was delicious. I traded the clown for the king.
And
king for the clown, excuse me.
King for the clown, yeah. And then the weirdest part was, and the part that made me think that you were onto something there, Tor, is because when we drove back to Eric's house, we passed Burger King again. At that point, there were 3 or 4 cars in the line.
Hey, my man was the fry cook just had to take a massive ripper and...
But part of what is confusing that to me is that how did those cars know that then? Because that was only 5 minutes.
He came back out of the outhouse and pulled the sign off the drive-thru window, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe.
I did think that was highly bizarre. But speaking about, gastrointestinal issues and maybe some plumbing that people were putting through the works. We're going to be tasting a new sauce today that could also be associated with some fast food type restaurants. Because today, what are you fucking rolling your eyes at, Eric? You piece of shit.
Fast food restaurants.
The Panda, the China.
You don't think fucking Chinese food can be like fast food type shit?
Panda Express.
That's it.
Are you fucking kidding me, Eric?
I've never been to a Panda Express.
Me
Other
neither.
than like in the mall, I guess. I mean, like, but they have their own locations though. Like, there's like one in Robinson, which
There's
is
one on Midnight Road
standalone.
too.
I've never been to one.
Anyways, they were putting the plumbing through the works because we're going to be talking this week about Kikkoman plum sauce, a Chinese type, Oriental type sauce.
Oh.
Which is also super weird because I'm pretty sure plum sauce originated in
Parsippany, New Jersey.
like Central Europe. Like that's a very Middle Eastern kind of
Middle Eastern
sauce. Like, turkey and I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know about this specifically type of thing, but maybe using plums in sauce, I could see that.
How can you be hungry next to turkey and grease?
That's right. How could you?
That's a good point.
I don't know.
But
With plums, nonetheless.
But before we get any farther, let's go ahead and move on to the visual description of the outside of the container that we are looking at tonight. Eric, would you like to lead us off with that?
Sure. This is I don't know. I think this whole thing is just a bit odd, a bit off. This particular
this is
sauce,
coming from the guy that goes on a second date to Panera and doesn't order anything.
Mayonnaise is too spicy.
That's true. That's true. It's about a 2-inch cylinder glass jar. It stands about maybe 5 inches tall. It's got a red cap to it, metal. It's dented.
That's not their fault.
It's dented.
That's not like a standard manufacturing quality. You're making it sound like they're all dented.
We dinged it on the way in.
Yeah,
it's like Adam used this to kick around,
No, fuck you. You're gearing yourself up to give it a shitty rating based on the can being dented, and that was my fault if it was anyone's fault. Let's get that straight.
Oh.
It's dented.
Best by September of 2022, so it's within date.
I did buy it quite a while ago.
And yeah, apparently, mistreated it. Anyways, it's
I'm gonna mistreat you. You're gonna have all kinds of things.
The label's kind of cool, I guess. It's got this purple and black background to it. It's
like a vaporwave thing going on.
Ooh.
I think it's hella dope.
Vape wave on it.
Vaporwave.
I don't know what you said.
A vape wave.
Vaporwave. Oh.
I don't know what that is either.
A vape wave.
We're gonna fire up some vaporwave after this.
How do you?
Vaporwave is so good.
Continue, Eric.
Love vaporwave.
How are you so aloof of everything to do with the internet?
Yeah, no idea.
How?
Their logo is
We
go over to Tori's house and we listen to this shit constantly.
That's all I listen to.
Never heard it called that before. I don't know.
Yes, you have 100,000 times.
Their logo is kind of neat. It's like a hexagon with some sort of Chinese character hanging from a bar inside of it. It's very interesting little.
You're gonna be hanging from a bar.
Logo to
vaporwave playing.
Do I look like I know what a vape wave is?
Then it says plum sauce and it has a picture of a plum cut resting on some leaves and then some Chinese writing in yellow with a red background. It says great for stir fry and dipping. So
have you ever noticed how Eric is simultaneously every single member of King of the Hill combined?
Yeah, another thing you guys keep referencing and talking about, and I have no idea. Still never seen an episode of King of the Hill.
Listen to my damn vap wevy.
No, I do think he is he's literally all of them. He's definitely Dale. He's definitely Hank. He's definitely, who's the fat guy, Bill?
Yeah.
He dresses like Bill. And he's equally incomprehensible as
or Boomhauer.
Boomhauer.
Yeah.
No, who's the guy with the balding guy with always wears the white shirt?
That's Bill.
Bill, okay, yeah. I want to make sure he is literally all of them combined.
Apparently they must have modeled the show after me. I know that's not a compliment.
He is the talking quality of Boomhauer.
It's a good show. It's funny.
Hey, I think you would actually like it.
Yeah,
I think you would relate to it a lot. But anyway, so anything else on the label there that you want to throw out there, Eric, or is that it?
Well, there is a whole bunch more text on the back here. It says plum sauce, which is sometimes called duck sauce. It's a traditional condiment with sweet fruit ginger flavors, an excellent dipping sauce that complements grilled and deep-fried foods.
All right. Now, a couple key things there, and it also, can you read what it says on the bottom of the front of the label as well?
I already said that, but sure. Great for stir fry and dipping.
Okay.
Oh.
The reason I say this specifically is because there's been a whole host of controversy before over sometimes my choice of serving styles for sauces. Especially I've noticed this being a problem with the Asian sauces. I know we had the whole debacle with the Lee Kum Kee satay, and I know there were some other ones as well. Like Eric had said, if we'd only done this the preparation way you're supposed to, if we'd only heated it up, if we'd only done this and blah, 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 blah.
I can only think of the one sauce. I don't know what other ones he's talking about.
If I could go through the podcast list and pull them all out, but and the listeners know that there have been dozens of times that you've went on with these shenanigans.
Wow.
So all I want to say here is that, for the record, we tried this on chicken nuggets, a deep fried food, and we dipped it, as it says is allowed to do. I think we nailed it on preparation style.
It's a dip on a fried food.
Thank you.
Yeah. So.
Yep. It seems pretty perfect.
But yeah, I do like the label. What's the size of the jar again? Did you say that already?
Oh, I didn't. It's 9.3 ounces.
Okay.
And it's distributed out of San Francisco, California.
Oh, wow.
Not Parsippany, New Jersey.
Not New Jersey.
Let's go ahead and move on to the visual description of the sauce itself inside the bottle. With Tori.
That'll me. Okay, thank you.
With Eric again.
With E. So, yeah, what we have here is almost a molasses, maybe just a hair or two thinner than molasses, because, man, it really clings to the side of that cup in a big way.
Oh, yeah.
Leaves a nice coating just about everywhere it goes. A snail trail, if you will. The color itself is, it's sort of like a brown sauce. As it pulls away from itself and leaves that residue behind, that trail behind, there's some serious fleckage in there.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing long, we're seeing fat, skinny.
It's got hella fleck.
Yeah, it got a number of different shapes and sizes. So
look at what I can do with my cup here. I can completely coat the inside of this.
Oh, wow.
We had some really cold weather out here recently. I think you could take this outside, slather your body on it, because it really coats.
Ooh.
Well.
Nice. Yeah, it really coats. I mean, it
sticks, too. It doesn't run off.
Yeah.
See that?
Blizzard
test?
Well, Blizzard test crushes it.
Oh, yeah.
See you later.
Crushes it.
Yeah, so...
we've got some big... Look at that, like a big flake in there.
Oh, yeah, that's enormous.
Peel.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that might be like a crumb from the chicken,
A chicken crumb.
Something that came out of my mouth.
But, I mean, it smells so good. It's bright. The smell is really, really bright. You got a gingery, a lemon. Oh, yeah, some vinegar, maybe rice wine vinegar or something. It's true. I mean, everything about it, I like it, but we'll get into that. But
yeah, I definitely like the quantity and the type of chunk it's got going on there. A very finely ground chunk. I really like it. The color, like you said, it's kind of like that darker orange, which I also like. It makes, if you run it on the white cups that they gave us, the little sippy cups, it kind of does have that like light orange color that I'm a fan of. But yeah, I definitely think it's runnier than, like, I know we say with Blizzard test, sometimes I think that implies a very thick sauce. I think this definitely does run. Like, I was able to pour this out of the bottle easily into the cups, though. It's not that thick.
Yeah. Maybe molasses on a hot day, not a cold day.
Yeah. I mean, I think Eric was suggesting initially that we get a spoon to get it out with. I don't think you need a spoon for this. I think
absolutely
it's fine without it. So, but yeah, with all that being said, let's get on to our initial tasting notes. Eric, would you like to lead us off with that?
Sure, I'll be happy to.
Maybe you should. Let's have Tori start, and then we'll go to you, and then go to me. We'll sandwich your negative attitude.
Very well.
Sounds fair.
Okay, well, despite the dented lid, which I'll give it a break, I guess. So the tasting notes, I may have mentioned the smell before, please excuse me, but there's a real brightness to it, boy. It smells lemony and vinegary and gingery. It smells really, really good. It smells like almost like a sushi plate, maybe.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, when you have all those different smells going on together. That probably wouldn't be bad on a couple of sushis, maybe a tempura or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give that a smattering. But man,
especially a tempura, I think.
No doubt. Yeah. I find it interesting that this is called a duck sauce, because I always classified duck sauce as something entirely different.
Me too, and I do want to touch on that, but let's come back to that first.
Okay.
But let's put a pin in that. I do want to come back to that, though, for sure.
Yeah. It just smells like a really good, fresh Japanese dish. And I think it tastes real similar, too. It's sweet, and
it tastes like it was freshly made to me, like especially the smell. It smells, like you said, very fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit sweet. You can definitely... I taste the ginger and smell it. Yeah, I got that. It just got that nice Chinese food sort of zing, sort of spice to it. Umami, if you will. And darn good.
I will say, though, as far as thickness goes, I kind of wish that sauce we had tasted last week that we all thought tasted like orange chicken was this thickness. If it was this thickness and this sweetness, that would have been perfect for me.
That was, yeah.
But go ahead and tell us about some of your tasting notes there, Eric.
Sure. I'm on the whole opposite side of the spectrum here. I think it's, I don't particularly care for fresh ginger, like the smell of it. I don't think it's a good smell.
What do you mean?
I think it's like
it's like a universally
it's like painful and like gross.
Painful.
And this particular sauce, actually, when I try and breathe it in, it literally makes my nose hairs like curl. So I don't know if it's a combination of the ginger and the vinegar.
You're a wuss.
You're so weird.
Horrible. I did not like the smell. So that was the first turn off. And then I went and tasted it. I don't think it has any umami flavors or any depth to it. It just tasted sugary and sweet and gross. Yeah, I really did not like it at all. It tasted like raisin juice or thick. I don't know. It was gross. It's like, yeah. It's, so I thought it tasted like raisins, honeys, like a honey kind of mixed in there, and a little bit of ginger and like duck sauce. I thought it tasted like duck sauce. It has like this oily, mouthy consistency like duck sauce. I don't care for duck sauce.
Oily?
Yeah, it's like oily.
What kind of duck sauce are you getting?
And thick and sweet and gross. I don't like it.
Wow.
Yep, so that's everything I have to say on that.
Yeah, I don't think you could be more wrong on that, to be quite honest with you, Eric.
Off, yep.
For me, it is sweetness. It's quite sweet. There's a good amount of what I would say is like kind of like a honey sweetness. And I also do kind of get like that fruity sweetness. I'm suspicious that it's just, high fructose corn syrup, if I had to guess. But I do think the smell is a lovely bouquet, as Tori mentioned. You get a really good blend of stuff on there. Some vinegar, some sweetness, like you said, definitely the ginger, which I like. And you get that a lot in the mouth when you try it, too. I don't know where you're getting the oily thing from, Eric. I do definitely think, like I said, it's thick and it is sweet. I will give you that. I definitely think it does have a lot of umami flavor to it, too. I was getting a lot of almost like teriyaki notes type of thing in there, like some soy sauce. And I thought it was kind of like a soy sauce that was kind of like sweetened up a little bit more, thickened up a little bit more, and with like some more fruity type flavors in it, which like I said, and the ginger and all that. Beautiful on the nose, really good on the mouth, really, and especially the acidity, and it really cut down on some of the greasiness on like the chicken nuggets. And I know that even being as thick as it was, I could have really loaded up a nugget even more. I know you finally started making a reasonable number of chicken nuggets for all of us, Eric, and tonight was the night that I kind of wish you had made more, because I could have eaten a whole lot more.
It could have been a nuggy night.
One was more than enough for me.
More than enough for me. I actually tried a sip of the sauce. It is too much to just like sip on its own because it's so thick and so sweet. Like it really does need to be coated on something. But I could eat an entire bag, I think, of Dino Nuggies with this sauce.
Whoa.
If I had enough.
Wowie.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
That's crazy.
Do you not like raisins, E? You made it sound like having it taste like raisins was a bad thing.
Yeah, raisins are only so-so. I mean, I'm not like, I don't go out of my way to buy them.
What about grapes? You like grapes?
Yeah, I like grapes more so than raisins.
You like nuts?
No.
How about these nuts?
Oh, you knew it.
Here's a couple comparisons I want to make. I do want to talk about the duck sauce, but first I want to talk about, do you think the sauce would be better or worse if it had more heat in it, Eric? There's really no heat to it at all.
None.
Right. If it had some spice to it, I think it would definitely be better. It would add to the complexity, I suppose. It would be a lot, like I said, very reminiscent of the sauce we just tried, which was that good and evil sauce.
All right. Here's my question. You've said before that you like sweet sauces. You said before how much you liked, I know the highest rated sauce of all time is still that raspberry liqueur sauce, the chocolate one or whatever we got from Olive Tap.
Right.
And you said that was primarily because it was sweet. And I would say this is quite a sweet sauce. So I'm kind of wondering what gives on that. And my second thought is...
I mean, we already debunked that because we had that sauce that was really sweet and we all didn't really care for it. So that made us all feel very vindicated about how, good, we're not just after a sweet sauce.
Which one was that again?
I don't remember what the hell the sauce was. I just remember... I remember the whole conversation about how, thankfully, we didn't like it as much as that other sweet sauce. Was that blueberry
sauce that Sam brought over?
Hell, that was just straight up.
That was way too hot.
Okay, yeah, I remember that being ridiculously hot. I can't remember if it was sweet or not, too. So here's my second question for you on this, Eric. Comparing and contrasting this to the Korean barbecue sauce that we tried, the CJ Foods.
Okay. You want me to compare and contrast?
Well, I'm just thinking, to me, that had sweetness in it. That had a lot of fruity notes to it. It had more heat to it.
Yep,
but what makes you hate this so much and like that so much? Because to me, these are very complimentary sauces.
Yeah, that had a lot more. Yeah, it was the level of spice to it, and of course we tried it cooked. First time we tried it was grilled on,
Okay.
marinated and grilled,
Yes.
which was fantastic.
Was it the red food coloring that you liked in it better?
Yeah, maybe the color.
Yeah, okay.
Who knows? Could have been.
I don't know, Eric. You're throwing me off with this. I'm starting to feel that you're being a little arbitrary tonight.
I don't know.
Arbitrary and
shocked.
contrary.
I was shocked that you guys immediately liked it. I was shocked that you liked the smell of it.
Daddy-like.
And I was
The smell
very
I thought
shocked
was
that you
beautiful.
thought the taste was good. I think the smell is still terrible. I keep trying to smell it, and
I think your smell is terrible.
I get that ginger, but it's not a good thing. I just don't really care for the smell of ginger. So.
I could have used more ginger.
I could have gone for... I thought the ginger was adequate. I could have had more, but I thought it was adequate. Have you considered, the next time you go to Panera, taking some of the sauces from your refrigerator to the date with you instead of purchasing something? Have you considered that?
No.
Getting rid of offloading. Have you considered bringing food to a neutral location?
No, I have not yet.
Yet.
Sure, it might be. I guess if you plan a picnic, that's considered.
That's
considered bringing food to a neutral location, right?
Semantics.
Panera, Nick.
Panera.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I do want to get on to the comparison between this and what I think is colloquially known as duck sauce, at least the stuff that they give you with Chinese restaurants, which is my knowing of it. I don't want to go first on this. I am curious that they call this on the back. They also call it duck sauce. But let's do a little compare and contrast. What are the differences that you're used to seeing there, Tori?
Oh, I mean, I ordered Chinese food 2-3 nights ago. So I have a very clear, vivid picture of what duck sauce is. And at least this stuff, it comes in the packet. Same manufacturer as the yellow mustard, as a matter of fact, that we had, the lady mustard.
Yes, the lady, yep.
At least the duck sauce I've always seen always had sort of a, maybe a neon orange sort of feel to it. I always thought it was orange based, as in the fruit orange.
That's my impression.
Yeah, they're not squeezing ducks, I guess.
So far, you're 1-to-1 with me.
Yeah. I mean, particularly, and I just had this conversation with my wife, the duck sauce in the pack, I don't particularly care for. However, there are Chinese restaurants in town. If see me after the show, if you're curious, because I got the insider scoop. But there's other ones that make it in-house, and they serve it to you in very similar cups to what they give us, these little yellow cups. They're just smaller, maybe thimble size.
Yellow.
Sorry?
Their cups are yellow or our cups are yellow?
Who's yellow?
You said yellow cups.
I said yellow cups.
I think you're having a stroke, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They gave us white cups. The Chinese restaurants also have white cups, I assume, right?
I would not be surprised.
I was just going to roll with it and not even bring it up, but good.
Well, I'm glad you did. But at any rate,
straight,
when they make it, the Chinese restaurant makes it themselves. Oh man, is that good? With especially an egg roll, at least my opinion. So a little bit of mustard, a little bit of that orange duck sauce, nothing like what this looks like. And I mean, for them to say that that's duck sauce was just shocking to me.
I think duck sauce is one of those extremely loose terms that you can kind of like any sauce that has any like fruit pieces and sweetness to it can be called a duck sauce.
Okay.
Sounds fair.
Because I know that, like you said, for you, the stuff you're thinking of, which is exactly the stuff I'm thinking of for duck sauce, it's like neon orange. It's got bigger chunks in it. It does have like a citrusy note to it. It's like it's runnier than this.
No question.
It's got a sweetness to it.
I think it's thicker than that sometimes.
What? No, it's not. You're wrong.
Sometimes it comes out like marmalade jelly out of those packets. It's so
kind
gross.
of.
It's so gross.
I was like, okay, well, let's just scoot on right past that because I don't know how that's gross. But
marmalade.
Yeah, I don't know how that's
never
gross
seen
at all.
that.
But yeah, maybe you're getting the old packets. They save them for you. They age those ones.
Probably do.
But yeah, I know for me, those ones are like bright orange. And I do think they are like an orange flavored too, almost. Like some citrusy notes. None of that, like, not really that umami at all like this has, I think. This, to me, is a totally different beast.
No ginger, at least in the bag duck sauce.
I think this is way more complex.
No vinegar.
Those little packets, I can take them or leave them. Sometimes I use them. Most of the times I don't. I like the spicy mustard better, as we've mentioned.
Definitely.
This,
for sure.
This, I would jam on this. Absolutely, in a heartbeat. I'm going to be buying more of this in my future. I already know. This might be a staple in my fridge going forward. Not to spoil my rating, but... yeah, I was very impressed with this. Especially would like to try it on a poo-poo platter.
I do like this sauce better than the store Chinese, the traditional orange or translucent apricot orange, whatever the hell it is, duck sauce that you are more widely distributed.
I never understand, I understand the things that Tori doesn't like. I never understand the things that you don't like. They seem completely arbitrary and made up on any given day. You're such a wild card.
You are a wild card. If there's one thing that is for certain, you are wild, boy.
Expect the unexpected, I guess.
That's
I don't
right.
know. That's just how I feel.
My thing is, I don't like sriracha. Tori doesn't like hot stuff. It's just roll the fucking dice. That's what you don't like that day. One day you love sweetness, it's not enough sweetness. One day it's too sweet. One day it's not salty enough. One day it's too salty.
I still can't get over like the sour cream Greek yogurt. I mean,
that was bizarre.
I get the intolerance thing. That's fine, but
we made you bring.
I just don't even like the flavor. Like, and it's funny. And so tonight I made mashed potatoes with the last of my pork and kraut that I cooked up over the weekend. Right.
Okay.
And I found myself. Well, I sort of messed up. I sort of didn't cook the potatoes long enough, so it was sort of like half mashed, and they were
half lump.
Yeah, half a lump, and it was, and I was sorely missing some sour cream in those potatoes. I know it works wonders in mashed potatoes.
It's good.
Mixed into certain foods, it can be great. And I was actually having this conversation with my coworkers too, because I was saying how much I don't like sour cream. And I said, but if you take sour cream and you mix it with powdered sugar, it makes an amazing frosting.
Which is sweet, like this.
But it's sweet and light and like just sugary.
This is light too. It's got fruity ginger, I like it.
I don't know. This stuff's just...
You're bizarre. You are an enigma. You are the enigma. We've said this many
Eric
times
Nigma.
before, and it continue. What?
You heard what I said.
But I did want to take a quick look at the website here, which is kind of a confusing lineup. But we'll take a quick look at their Kikkoman. I think everyone knows this brand best from the little soy sauce bottles with a little red top that you tilt to the side and
red or
out.
green, dude.
Yeah, I think everyone's very familiar with that. If they've ever been to any Chinese restaurant, I'm sure that you're familiar with Kikkoman's. The font is very hard to read on this website. It's very small. I haven't seen anything on here that's particularly different from what's on the container. You guys seen anything that jumps out?
No, looks like the exact same label, just sort of reimagined to fit a big jug. What looks like a gallon jug.
Right, yeah, we're looking like an industrial size picture here.
That is the funny thing, is that they do show you, like when you click on the website, this is like a restaurant supply website. This is not like a buy it at your grocery store. This is not a podcast tasting website. This is a supply your industrial application website. So,
well, you might want to order your bottle from here. The way it sounds, well, you really take a shine to this stuff.
I mean, this and the Tabasco Chipotle sauce, I could pretty much, I think, buy in bulk. Especially if I eat. I don't know. I used to think I ate a lot of Chinese food until I found out Eric's eating like 4 nights a week.
I'm not eating 4 nights a week. Well, I guess
you are, because you're buying it.
I'm buying it, and then I'm
leftovers,
saving it. For multiple meals afterwards.
You're eating at least 4 times a week.
Okay, fine.
And you're digging fortune cookies out of your trash, as you mentioned before.
Hey.
Let's go ahead and do our rapid fire, as we're known to do. Let's do our rapid fire blow through these sauces here that we're looking at. Hit us with the first one, Tori.
Sweet and sour. Easy.
Eric.
Stir fry sauce.
Tori.
Preservative-free orange sauce.
Eric.
Katsu sauce.
Tori.
Hoisin.
Eric.
Plum sauce.
Tori.
Thai-style chili.
Eric.
Sushi sauce.
Tori.
Is that soy sauce? Oyster-flavored Oyster-flavored sauce green label.
Eric. Give it a try.
Cottery?
Come on.
Cottery Marin? I don't know.
Cottery Marin.
Sounds good to me.
Sure, it's close enough for me. Tori?
Salted Marin.
Eric?
Sriracha hot chili sauce.
Tori.
Sweet soy glaze.
I am interested in what sushi sauce is.
Yeah, is that not just soy sauce?
Japanese finishing sauce. I wonder if this is like that eel sauce. That's what I'm wondering. If it is, I might have to buy some.
Yeah.
I bet you it is.
It says Kikkoman soy sauce and sweet rice wine. Pre-thickened to give foods an attractive sheen and rich, sweet, savory flavor.
Oh, man.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that a lot.
I like where this is going.
All right. We might be having to try some of that too, because that sounds quite similar to that tasty eel sauce that we like, although I'm not seeing like the fishy ingredients or something, but
it's sushi in the name, bro.
I know. They've got a sweet soy glaze here too, which I also thought sounded interesting. Oh boy, man, this one they've got a lot of it looks kind of similar to that. It says soy sauce and sweet rice wine, pre-thickened. This one sounds pretty similar to that. I would say we almost have to try both of those to see which one of those might be that eel sauce, because that shit good.
We all said we liked the eel sauce, so
I thought you like katsu sauce too. I think that's a pretty good. I would be willing to try more of these. I didn't realize how many they had available. I don't want to buy them in a half-gallon format.
That's only half gallon.
It's a half-gallon. That's what it says. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Only a half-gallon. Oh, look at this. This is a preservative-free orange sauce. It says, the last line on here, you'll get an instant appetizing sheen and the thick, rich, Sweet, savory orange flavor Americans love.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
Wow.
I don't know if I like this anymore. One of America's all-time favorite Chinese dishes. Wow, this is kind of fucked up. They're like, feed those fat fucking Americans our sweet orange sauce that we invented.
Xanthan gum.
Bang, bang, yeah. Wow, I don't know if I like the phrasing of this. That's a little concerning to me, Kikkoman. It makes me sound like they have some kind of agenda they're trying to push.
They're also in the French language you can choose also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's even stranger.
And it's distributed in San Francisco, which I guess really doesn't make a difference, but...
This is all bizarre. This does seem like there's some kind of conspiracy behind this.
Kikkoman conspiracy. They're in every Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, well, speaking of what's in every Chinese restaurant, let's talk about what's in this sauce, because it's time for Eric's favorite segment of the show, the ingredients.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Does anyone want to take a stab at the first ingredient? I know you guys probably saw
High
it there on
fructose
the
corn
website.
syrup.
Bingo.
No, it's actually been better than that. It is sugar.
Really?
Oh.
Straight up old-fashioned sugar.
Wow. Very
Water, plum puree, vinegar, ginger, salt, modified cornstarch, fermented wheat protein,
cool. Nice.
citric acid, and our favorite, xanthan gum.
Bang.
Bang, bang. Well, that sounds really good.
Americans love it.
Americans love it. These fat fucking Americans gobble this shit up. They love fucking sugar. That is interesting.
There's 20 grams of sugar per 2 tablespoons, which is a third of your daily amount.
I'll be honest. I think I'm actually not really joking. I think I could straight up like get a bag of nuggies and that sauce and probably do in the bag and that bottle in one sitting.
Oh, mama.
How many calories are we looking at there, Eric, for the whole bottle?
Oh, geez.
It's 90 per serving, right?
Yep, 90 per serving
How many
times
servings?
7.
Oh, there's only 7.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay. So let's see here. Carry the 1, add the 10, 630 calories, right?
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Plus
That's not
that
that bad.
entire bag of nuggies.
That's not that bad. That could fit into a 2,500 calorie a day
It's
allotment.
It's only 203rd times your daily allotment of sugar, but
Hold on, we gotta go look and see how much. Let's go look and see how many calories are in an entire bag of Tyson Dino Nuggets too. The family size. We gotta look now.
Family size.
We gotta see if we can fit this into one day's worth of eating, because I think I could.
None of us would survive on 2,000 calories a day.
No, I said 2,500. I think it's more. I think it's closer to the ballpark.
Really?
I said closer to the ballpark. I'm trying to appeal to the
Yeah.
average person.
Yeah,
here.
you're still the next city over. Yeah, you're closer.
How many calories do you think you're eating? 5,000 calories a day? I know you're not eating 5,000 calories a day, Tori.
I ain't eating 2,000. That I can tell you.
How many? 180, you said? There's only 11 servings times 180.
calories per serving.
Bro, I gotta be honest with you. That's 1,980 plus what we say, 630.
Yep.
Bro, I gotta be quite frank with you. That's 2,600 calories. That is definitely within the range of...
What's your average lunch there, Adam?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is definitely well within the range of caloric intake for me in a day. Now, I'm not saying I'd be able to eat anything other than that, but that could definitely happen. That's all I'm saying. That's well within the limits.
Is this one sitting? Is this breakfast, lunch, dinner?
That
What
would
is
be
this?
dinner. Yeah, that would be like a fasting all day, maybe go for a bike ride, and then slam this shit with dinner with a root beer, probably, for being quite honest. Maybe 2 or 3 root beers, because there's a lot of sodium in there, I can imagine.
Wow. Okay, so there's 150, 60 calories per soda.
Per soda.
I think we round it up to 3K and call it a day. That's what I'm saying.
There's only 320 milligrams of sodium per serving, which is only 14%.
That is literally like what you're supposed to take. Oh, that's 14% of your daily intake?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that's like what they recommend you take in like a day per serving. So yeah, so what, 14%? Yeah, so you'd be... And that's on just that, minus the Tyson Dino Nuggets, which I'm certain that each serving of those is also like 50% of your daily sodium.
Easily.
So I'm going to call this one a plausible. Myth not busted.
Wow.
Definitely within the range of possibility. Like, this is one of those things where, we have done this before, not recently, although we could do it again. A nugget eating challenge day.
Ooh.
Where we get the whole group together. We all eat as many McDonald's nuggets as we can. I know we hit on, we ate all of 300 last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are how many of us? 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely call us plausible. I could definitely do that.
Wow.
But without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to the ratings portion of the show. And I like to go the same way we did the initial tasting notes. Let's go Tori, Eric, me.
Okay. Well, Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good on chicken. I had some leftover French fries from my McDonald's meal I mentioned earlier, and I thought it was really, really good.
Wait, did you try it on the fries too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
He said he was going to do that.
Yeah.
You piece of dog shit.
I say maybe
Where were you at?
a handful of fries.
Probably up getting water or something, and then
You're
spilling
water.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Spilling water everywhere.
You did spill an entire glass of water on yourself prior to recording.
I did.
And your floor, and your table, and your notebook.
Oh, well.
Shit happens.
Happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I think it could have used a little bit more ginger. I think it could have used, well, maybe that's about it. Maybe just more ginger. But overall, I really liked it. The lid is dented, so
It is dented.
you know. I mean, you have to take
points for that.
Have to take that in consideration.
At least 3 points got to come off for a dented lid.
At least got to.
You know that's their fault.
Stir fry and dipping. They didn't mention grilling, which I think would probably be too sweet to throw in the grill. Not that this really matters in terms of a score or not.
I would grill something and then throw this on after, though.
No doubt. Yeah.
Especially like a chicken.
All that being said, though, I really liked it. I thought it was a 9.
Ooh, all right. What do you got for us there,
It's a
Eric?
high rating there, Tori. I think it actually says on the back, it just says roasted pork with plum sauce is a recommended recipe on the back.
Yeah, I can definitely see it as the pork or chicken. I don't know about beef as much, but pork or chicken, definitely.
Pork or chicken, that's where it's going to shine for
That's
sure.
where it be.
That's where it be. That's how it do.
It be good.
And they be open.
They be open.
They be open.
I be opening that jar.
Until 8. Yeah.
It's it's a strong sauce with a very strong odor. Could be maybe some people think is tasty and smells good. I don't know. A bright smell to it. Like I said, I liked it more than the duck sauce that you normally would get. So I think 3.5 is a fair rating.
3.5.
3.5.
What?
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude,
Oof.
that's savage.
Haymakers.
I honestly am just totally baffled about you and everything that has to do with you and your life. That's all I have to say about it. For me, I know that the listeners, we've said this many times before, my personal rubric, is whether I can think of a way to improve something. And honestly, as far as this goes, dented lid aside, maybe you could blame them for having a lid that is capable of being dented.
Ooh, there you go.
Instead of maybe a different style of lid that couldn't be dented.
We'll pass that buck.
I think as far as it goes for me, I can't think of a single way to improve this 10. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
That's what I think. Yeah,
Money.
I am really thrilled that I found this and bought this. I didn't think it was going to be this good. I really didn't. I'm going to buy more of this at some point. I'm going to use this whole bottle first. And I'm really tickled to find this. And like I said, I can't think of a single way that I would improve this to do what it's doing.
I wouldn't put it in the same arena as duck sauce.
No, I wouldn't call it duck sauce either. To me, this is like a distinctly different thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't call that is absolutely uniquely plum sauce, but duck sauce is absolutely not plum sauce.
I would be
ecstatic
fair. If this stuff came in those little packets instead.
No question.
I would be ecstatic because this shit is tight. That shit, like I said, I can take it or leave it. Let me put it this way. I used to save my leftover hot mustard packets. I had never saved any of those duck sauce ones. Or the soy sauce. The soy sauce is a total waste to me because I have soy sauce in the fridge.
Yeah, right.
Why you give me soy sauce, homie? You know what I mean? Who doesn't have... I guess there's probably lots of people that don't have soy sauce in their fridge, but I think that's a staple.
I agree.
Because you can use it for cooking even things that aren't Chinese food.
Oh,
So
right.
Sure.
Yeah.
A base for a marinade. It's
I made a big batch of chili the other day. Definitely threw some soy sauce in there.
No doubt.
So, actually, what I threw in that chili was the no soy sauce that we've tried previously on the show with your friend.
With my friend Ryan.
Yeah, from
Chelly's Fitness Center.
There you have it.
That chili was definitely not your best, but
You didn't like the chili.
Oh, man, this is fighting words, man. We're going to have a rumble.
AK was creaming his jeans over that chili.
I know he was.
Was pretty effing good.
Everybody
dude.
was saying how much
good.
they liked it, and I was like, it's okay. It was okay.
I do think I have made better chili. I will say this. I liked it better that night when I made it than eating leftovers. I think the leftovers are still pretty good.
Who was saying it tasted even better? Was it AK?
AK said he thought it tasted hotter.
Oh, hotter.
Which I thought the opposite. Although I didn't put any of those peppers in it on the subsequent time.
Thank goodness.
So that might have changed. It is totally possible that the peppers changed it for me when I ate it. Because I did. Now, I've talked about this before on the show, too. I do grow and then pickle little Tabasco peppers, and they're like the size of, half a green bean. And they do pack a little bit of a punch. I don't think they're too bad. Tori was fired up about them.
Oh my goodness! I had 2 big scoops of ice cream. I was hyperventilating.
It was the only thing that saved that chili. My second bowl, I went back because the first bowl was just like I wasn't even sure I was going to have a second. But
wow,
I still had some potato left over.
You really didn't like it that much.
I had some potato left over, and I was like, all right, so I'm going to grab chili, and then I grabbed like 7 of those Tabasco peppers, and like that made it much more enjoyable.
I'm surprised you didn't like that chili that much. I think your taste has gone off or something. Is there something wrong with you? Like I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not going to say it's the best thing I've ever made, but I think it was bad.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that no soy, because there was like something chemically and weird about your sauce, and I didn't know what it was.
Really?
And
there were 2 beers in there.
No, well, and maybe that would be it too. I don't usually put beer in my chili either.
Oh, I throw beer in there.
So, I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, I was not a fan, but I know everyone else really enjoyed it, and I just thought, well, there's enough other things. And like I said, once I put the chilies, the hot chilies in there, that made it much more enjoyable. And I got my fill. That was fun.
I think there's something off with your taste buds recently.
My man got the vid.
Maybe. He have permanently altered his taste. Because did you like that chili the last time I ate it?
Yeah, I did like it the last time.
That's weird, because I'll be honest with you, I tried to stay pretty darn close to that recipe as much as I could remember. Like, I want to say it was, I like, if you graded me on the ingredients, I would say there's a 98% crossover there in terms of, like, the quantities of the ingredients and everything. There might have been a couple things I missed, but I think I got it pretty darn close.
What did you use for your ground beef?
Just ground beef?
Like, was it leaner this time?
I don't know. I don't think so. The only thing I did put maybe some more hot peppers in there.
The first time you put in more hot peppers?
No, in this time.
Really?
Yeah, I put in, I know you said before you don't like habaneros. I did have 2 habaneros in there in that whole pot.
I didn't think it was that hot at all. And that's why I added all those. That's why I added those
wow, this
Tabasco
is
peppers.
This is quite the revelation.
And then I thought it had like your like meat was like more like textured pink slime. Like it had just like completely dissolved into like this like weird like it had homogenized into the sauce. Like I feel like last time
I do kind of see what you're saying about that. It wasn't like chunks of meat.
Right. Last time there was like distinguishable like chunks of meat, and this time it was just like some slop. And I was like, okay.
Wow. He went from like, it wasn't my favorite to this is literal fucking garbage.
It's slop. It's pig food.
It's fucking pig slop.
It's red slime. I mean, it was, man, it was all right.
Hitting hard out here now.
I thought it was delicious. I had a little sprinkle of cheddar cheese and a dollop of sour cream right in the center, and I thought it was marvelous. I had some cornbread, which always makes me smile. So if you need me, I'll lift you back up after he slam dunked you there.
Slop.
Cornbread.
I thought it was delicious, and I wish my wife would have saved me some leftovers, but she didn't. She hammered it all.
That shit cray.
Mm-hmm. Cornbread was really good. Yeah, that helped too.
Woof. All right. Well, man, this was a brutal episode. Eric shot down the sauce I liked. He shot down the chili I liked. He's shooting down everything.
The chili you made.
Chili I made.
In fact. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my tastes are going off. I don't know.
Well, maybe you can bring your own fucking chili next time.
Ouch.
You did bring the baked potatoes, so that was good.
And I said initially we wanted to do a chili cook-off. So I remember the first time we did this, this is a year ago. You made your chili, this same recipe that you did this last weekend.
As close as I can remember.
As close as you can remember. And I made a white chili, which I screwed up the recipe a little bit, and it was a little too runny. It was more like white chicken soup.
Yes, it was like a soup.
Yeah.
It was good other than that, but it was soupy.
Super soupy. Yeah.
Maybe mine looked so good last time in comparison to the one you...
Might have been.
No, I don't think that was.
I make a good chili though. Usually, I think.
I thought it tasted a little bit different this time too, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it either because, like I said, I don't really think I made that many substitutions, if at all. And I really was trying to get it as close to 1-to-1 with that last one. The problem is I didn't write it down last time, and I sure as fuck didn't write it down this time either. So,
well, you certainly didn't have no soy sauce in it last time.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, I'm not talking about. I'm not saying like I used a bottle of stuff. I'm saying I used like a tablespoon or two, okay. Not that much. Not enough that I would have thought it would have, like, made the flavor off.
Altered the flavor in any way. Gotcha.
Especially
I thought you were trying to use that shit up because it was just like...
No. Actually, Liz brought over a fresh bottle of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ew. She likes that?
She has to have it. She can't have gluten.
Oh, right, because regular soy sauce
She's one of those people that we were questioning why people buy this. She's that person. We answered the question.
Wow.
It's her.
It all happened.
Apparently there are people who are gluten free, and See, that's the thing, because I think before we were saying, remember when we were talking about that, we were like, who can't eat soy? What the fuck do you mean you can't eat soy? And we're debating, like, if you can't eat soy, then what? You can't eat all these other products. And it's not the soy, it's the gluten. It's like the wheat byproduct or whatever that's in there for that. That's what does it. So that's why people buy that shit. They don't buy it because of the soy, they buy it because of the gluten. That's what was news to me.
Wow.
Which
I was
made
talking to a gluten-free guy today at work. I never knew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a revelation to me, because I was like, oh shit, yeah, we've tried this shit, you know? So.
And what was that called again? Halo's Ocean or something like that? Or
yeah.
Yeah, you're close.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Ocean's Halo.
Ocean's Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ocean's Halo. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us this week on the Kikkoman plum sauce. Another controversial episode. I had high hopes for this when I tasted this. I thought, oh man, this might be a 10. This might be a perfect 10 for all of us. But
it was good. I don't think it was quite a 10, but it was dang good.
Yeah, to me this was a 10. This was hitting.
I was shocked from the get-go. Like, as soon as I smelled it, I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. And then it just went downhill from there.
I'm surprised how you couldn't like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That blows me away. But with all that being said, Eric?
Like, honestly, like your guys' comment about like dipping like sushi in it, like I could almost see that, like really the rice and like the fish and like the flavors. Like,
oh yeah,
just
this would be good on fish.
Just a tiny
or
dip,
some shrimpies.
You know, like don't coat it, like just a tiny little dip. If
I had a shrimp tempura, I would load that boy with
that
this.
That would be bomb.
Too strong.
Slam it in my gullet.
Yeah, maybe that's what I did wrong. Maybe I dipped too much of that. I tried to get too much of the sauce on the chicken. I don't know.
I was loading mine, both sides, front and back.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I dropped my chicken nugget in there by accident, and as Bob Ross would say, it was quite a happy accident.
Well, with all that being said, Eric, do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share with listeners?
I hate Kikkoman. The end.
The end.
I have nothing against Kikkoman.
I don't like anything Adam's ever done.
Ever.
Well,
ever.
That might be true. No.
Nothing about Adam I like at all. Ever. At least, did you like that game? I mean, you tell me you didn't like that. Okay. If you tell me you didn't like that game, that would be the most upsetting thing to me, because I really enjoyed that.
I had a really good time. I had to like the game.
You just had to suffer through the chili to get to the game, that's all.
That game was good. It was fun.
What other fucking...
And I found it funny that we struggled on Marvel United. But that was my own fault. That was my fault, because I didn't read the directions entirely on that.
It was a simple game.
Villain.
It's not a hard game.
It is a simple game, and I still fucked it up.
The Taskmaster.
Yes.
Is who we fought.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't follow the rules and defeated him easily. So,
wait, what rules didn't we follow?
You weren't allowed to take the crisis tokens off of the locations if there were still thugs and civilians to be rescued. And we just ignored that part of the rules, and we're like, we'll take off that crisis token, take off that crisis token. Okay, now we can defeat him, and boom, we killed him.
There's no one left. What kind of crisis you got? There's no one in the building.
We were still gonna defeat the shit out of him. It just might have taken longer.
It would have just taken a little longer. Exactly.
We were clearly winning easily.
Oh yeah.
Eric, do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share with the listeners?
Closing thoughts. It's 2022. It's January. We're still got all of our wonderful...
said this last time.
Yeah, all of our wonderful New Year's resolutions. And so I just today went through my board games real quickly and picked out 8 of them that I was going to get rid of. So, that's just trying to downsize and get rid of, declutter. Still working on cleaning a little bit and taking care of things, and also still, skirting responsibilities to a certain extent. Still haven't touched the bathroom, but I will get there. It will happen. So, 2022, get going. I don't know.
Who are you trying to convince here, E?
Myself, for sure. Trying to keep myself motivated, but trying to keep my our listeners motivated as well.
His listeners.
They're all for me. They just listen to the show just to hear me. Okay. Tori.
Now it's time for Touching Stories with Tori.
Ooh, wow.
It's not really, you don't really tell stories, though. I just think, I wanted to say stories because
it works well.
Better with Tori.
Yeah, with the name, it works well. I don't have a story or any type of narrative.
You have to start doing your things in parable format.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what I mean?
I have a hard enough time coming up with these.
I would say that would be quite the chore. But
oh, man.
What do you got for us this week, Tori?
Okay, well, no narratives, no nothing like that, but I do want to talk. I know I talk about it from time to time, and I want to talk about it again. And that's this idea of negative self-thought, negative self-thinking, negative self-talking. Because it ain't no damn good. And I think there's a couple of ways you can go about fighting it, and I think you should if you're one of those people that suffer from it, because I certainly know that I do, and there's no shame in it if you do. So a couple of things to think about. Is this true? Are you making an assumption? This thing that is worrying you, is it a should type of thing, or is it a must type of thing? And finally, are you practicing enough self-kindness, because that's important. And when you can love yourself, then you can start loving others. And we love you, and we're proud of you. And that'll do it for me.
Nice. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week. And as always, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next week.
Oh no, it's the end of the show. Thank goodness there's several other episodes waiting just for you. Check out our Instagram. We like to have some fun over there. We post the sauce bottle pics if you're curious, and the occasional meme. That's going to be Sauce Spoken official. Despite our humble nature, we are accepting donations, believe it or not. Look us up on PayPal. That's going to be @SauceSpoken. Hey, and if you like what you hear, grease those palms, babe. Lastly, roll up your sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty at saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have show notes and details. Check it out. Share us with a family member or a friend. If you're enjoying it, I'm certain they will too. Good night.